Hi friends, it's time to learn 3 new trick words. Now remember, and I know you do, trick words are words that don't follow the rules that we've been learning, and that makes them a little tricky. So we have to stop and think, what makes this word tricky? And practice it so it doesn't trick us anymore. So let's see what our first word is. C-I-T-Y, city. Okay, our first word is the word city today. So I want you to look at that word and think. Think about the sounds and think, what makes this word so tricky? Hmm. Well, the first thing that when I look at it and think about it, the first thing I notice is this C says S. You hear that? City? Yeah. And we learn, first off in kindergarten, you learn that C says K. So that in itself makes this word a little bit tricky. And that C says S because it's followed by the vowel I. That's why it does that. So that is a rule, but it's not one we've really learned yet. So that makes that word a little tricky. Now, another thing that makes this word tricky is if you look at the last letter, Y. This week we've been practicing Y says I if there's nothing after it. Right? Open syllable, Y says I. But if you listen to this word, city, you hear E at the end of that word. So that makes it tricky too. The Y at the end of this word says E, and it does that sometimes. But this is a tricky word because of those two things, and so let's practice it so it doesn't trick us anymore. Now, you know what a city is, right? It's the opposite of the country. It's where all the buildings in the town. Town is another word sometimes for city. A city is usually thought of as being a bit larger than a town. So, city, like Lexington is a city. So, that is our first word. And the first thing we're going to do, of course, as usual, is put our 2 fingers up, put our eyes on that word. We're going to skywrite it and spell it out loud so your ears can hear it, then swipe under and read it. Let's do that 3 times. Ready? Go. C-I-T-Y, city. C-I-T-Y, city. C-I-T-Y, city. All right, nice work. That's our first step. Now, the next thing we're going to do, of course, is we are going to write that word. So if you haven't already, you may have, I want you to go and get your Foundations writing page because that's what I've written mine on. And we'll go get yours. You can pause me if you need to. Run and get it and your marker, something to erase with. You don't want to erase with the sleeve of your shirt. It might stain it. Okay. And so get those things and then come right back and we'll practice. Okay, so hopefully you're back now and let's get started writing our word. So once again, eyes on the word, say it out loud so your ears can hear it. We want it to get into your brain. Here we go. Ready? C-I-T-Y, city. C-I-T-Y, city. C-I-T-Y, city. All right, that's our first word, our first trick word for this week. And here comes our next new one. Let's see what it is. E V E R Y. And this is the word every. Now, this word's tricky because it looks like a lot like another word. If we could cover up this Y, it looks just like the word ever, E-V-E-R, ever. And that in itself makes this word tricky, that it looks like another word, ever and every. Man, you just wouldn't believe the second graders that get those two words mixed up because they look so much alike and have almost the same letters. Every. Look at that. E-V-R, E. Oh my goodness, there it is again. There's that Y at the end that says E, and that makes this word very tricky. Every, all right? And every just means each one. Everyone, each one. Yes. We might say, I do that every day. That means you do it each day, every. All right, so let's practice this word. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to skywrite it. So, get your 2 fingers up, put your eyes on that word. So important to keep your eyes on that word because that's how it gets into your brain. And then say it with me out loud because that's how it gets into your brain too, through your ears. So, let's skywrite this word 3 times together. Ready? Go. E, V, E, R, Y, every. E, V, E, R, Y, every. E, V, E, R, Y, every. Okay, now you got your foundations page. Erase it, get that old word off of there. And let's practice this new one. So you got your marker ready. We're going to write it together. We're going to say it together. We're going to swipe under and read it together 3 times. Ready? Here we go. E, V, E, R, Y, every. E, V, E, R, Y, every. E, V, E, R, Y, every. Not ever, every. Okay, that's our word. Our second new word, all right? Here goes that one, and our third one is coming up next. Let's see what it is. F. What's next? A. M. I. L. Y. Family. Have you noticed something about these words today? All 3 of these words? Think about that. Yeah, they've all ended in the letter Y, haven't they? Family. I hear that E at the end again. All 3 of these words have a Y at the end that says E, which is tricky because it's very different than what we've been practicing. We have been practicing open syllables where Y says I, not Y says E, but all 3 of these words do that, and that Y makes that E sound. So that makes this word tricky. Definitely. And we say family, don't we? When we say it, we say family. We don't say fam-illy. We say family. So that makes it tricky too, that this I kind of sounds like a U, family. Family. So this is definitely a tricky word. So we have to practice it so it will not trick us anymore. All right. So let's get with it. We got our 2 fingers up. We're going to skywrite that word. Eyes on it, ears listening to your voice say the letters and saying the words so it can get into your brain through your eyes and through your ears. Let's skywrite it 3 times. Ready? Go. F, A, M, I, L, Y. Family. F, A, M, I, L, Y, family. F, A, M, I, L, Y, family. All right, there's our word. Now we're going to write it. So erase what you have so far. Use your tissue or whatever you have, an old sock maybe to erase with. But don't erase with your sleeve. Don't erase with your nose. Just don't do that, okay? Erase with, a tissue or some toilet paper even. That would work. Okay, so we can practice family. All right, you got your marker ready? Okay, so we're going to say it, spell it, swipe under and read it 3 times. Here we go. F, A, M, I, L, Y, family. F, A, M, I, L, Y, family. F, A, Family. Family. And those are our three new words. Family, like your brothers and sisters, your mom and dad, and your grandma. Family. Yeah. All right, let's remember the others. What was the other one? The other two that we learned? Let's see. Every. Every. Yes, every, each one. Remember, not ever, every. And what was that other one? City. City. Yeah, city. Like a town, a lot larger than a town, like Lexington, a city where lots of people live and work. All right. Good job practicing all those.